Got some buttons here. A friend of mine gave me these. They're probably taking up too much space, as big as they are. No, seriously, someone dumped off a bunch of buttons on me, and they're in varying degrees of health. So I'm not even sure what type of buttons these are. These are peyote buttons, William, Anci, Lophophora, and there's lots of different types of buttons. And these are usually around Texas and Mexico border, but that would be also dependent on what type of button you had, and assumingly these buttons right here could be any type of peyote. It all kind of looks similar, but there's plenty of other varieties that look like that in Japan and Thailand, China, or Thailand a lot. Thailand, they pretty much are legal, and they grow a lot of different strains and hybridized things. So anyway, I dumped all these on the ground, and so one way to tell if your peyote button needs some water, for instance, because this is pretty healthy right here, is just by how it feels, how soft it is. And this could use a little bit of water, but that was about it. It's good to go. Cacti will all harden off. They'll be like pretty hard, and I've got a huge cactus garden outside, and it's not been watered at all in the winter, and it does just fine. And they'll go for months without water, and they'll flatten. And this is nice and plump, so it's got plenty of health to it. And the root base right here below the green is where its main core of water storage is, and this will all go flat. This is the muffin top, and the muffin top will flatten to ground level almost, like some cacti will. Anyway, so the root base on this is pretty burly. You want to look for white roots, and see if there's any good, nice living roots like this one right here, so I know that this thing is still alive. And you want to look and see if there's little bugs and stuff that might be crawling around or living in the dirt. That's a easy telltale sign that you've got problems. This right here is orange. This orange is usually conducive to rot. Means bugs have been chowing on it down here somewhere. It takes a long time to change the enzymes or whatever in it before it starts oxidizing and doing stuff like that. It can pretty much live for a long time. This thing's pretty solid, so I'd say it could easily come back, and it could just be probably most likely the soil. And by taking your buttons out, and these roots, by the way, are pretty much dead, so I'm hoping that, I don't know, I'm hoping this button's just needing to get dried out, and it'll go back through. So you want to unroot a button like this and let it set like so, and just let it dry out a little bit, and you can see if it has any bugs and stuff like that. It's another pretty healthy one. So the base looks like it could be rotting. Yeah, the base is pretty soft at the bottom and yellow. That's bad. Usually shows a sign of rot. Once again, all of these buttons are pretty hard, which is good, even though they look really bad. This looks really bad. That could be just chemicals, burns in the soil, different things that, you don't want to feed cacti. You don't want to give them anything that would be considered plant food, or any bullshit, where it says good for cactuses, or You know, it's usually some ancient thing. You know, you should see the 5-pointed star that's on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's perfect. So I would definitely say that I got a few different buttons here. And this one's got a lot of chowing. This button right here is quite possibly growing a new pup out the top. What happens is these cacti are so sensitive, and their cells are able to replicate so quickly that they basically, if they get cut or and broken or endangered in any sort of way, most cacti, they will instantly they will regrow a limb. And this button, at its areoles. Areoles are the little white fluffs and dots where the flowers and different things has been chowed on by little teeny bugs, and that has triggered a cellular reaction to create a new cacti. So a new button is coming out the top of this, and I'll keep you updated on that. Anyway, that's a look at a few buttons. So, peace.